So let's break this down, bro, with this whole resume talk with Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, turn on your notifications. I'm live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 7:30. I'm also live Sunday mornings with the Singing OG KC Boxing Network. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Join the channel as a member. Drop super chats when you come by the live streams that we do. And if you want to debate, the email address is knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com. Also, hype this video up, man. You can go over, scroll over where you're leaving the comment. Use the hype button if you haven't used your hypes for the week. And hype up the video for your boy KO. What it does for me is it increases me in the algorithm. Increases the visibility, I should say, of this channel in the algorithm. It increases the reach of the channel. And it increases the visibility of the channel. So that's a really huge help to me if you guys can hype up the video. So if you're rocking with your boy KO, if you're rocking with the content, please, please, please hype up the video. But let's get to it. So there's an overwhelming difference in the way I hear Team Haney talk about this fight with Brian Norman Jr. and the way I hear Brian Norman Jr.'s team talk about this fight with Devin Haney. And that's this. Brian Norman Jr. and his father, they are very sure of knocking out Devin Haney. Devin Haney and his team are very sure that their experience is going to help them defeat Brian Norman Jr. because he ain't never fought anybody like Devin the Dream Haney. I'm not gonna lie. I can see the traps. I can see the flaws in both approaches. And here's what I mean by that. On the Norman side, they're talking about knocking out Devin so much. They're talking about stopping him so much, and he can't go the distance and he can't go that. What if the knockout don't come? What is your game plan if you touch Devin's chin and you can't hurt him? Now, I do think that's highly unlikely. Devin Haney is a chinny fighter, right? And there seems to be a lot of confusion about what chinny means. Chinny means not getting up and recovering. Chinny means, are you visibly hurt when someone touches your chin? Does it rattle you? Just because you get knocked down and get back up, that's not a chin. That's heart. You're showing heart when somebody puts you down and you get up. Your chin is how durable are you? Do you get hurt often? Right? And when you get hurt, you can even say it's how fast you recover, if you want to include that in it. But those things are what deals with your chin. Getting put down and getting back up has nothing to do with your chin and everything to do with your heart. Because there seems to be some confusion on that shit, right? And I'll go over that on a live stream today too. Somebody remind me to bring that up. Now, so that's the Norman's flaws, where you could get your mind so caught up on, I'm going to stop this guy. I'm going to stop this guy. I'm going to stop this guy. And then you get in there, if the knockout don't come because Devin's chin is better than you think at 147, if the knockout don't come because Devin is boxing very well and it's hard for you to get that clean shot off of him, then what do? You run the risk of head hunting when you just say, I'm going to knock him out, I'm going to knock him out, I'm going to knock him out. What I would hope for the Normans is that they focus on the body to slow Devin down. They focus on just throwing with Devin, throwing in combinations, and not trying to look for a perfect shot. So I can hear that, or I can see that, I should say, in the flaws of their approach, because it's clear. The Normans are coming to fight. They're coming to exchange. They're coming to power box because they don't believe Devin Haney can stand up to it, right? Then when you look at Devin and you hear him talk about experience, you hear him talk about how Brian Norman Jr. ain't never fought nobody and how he's fought better competition than Brian Norman Jr. I think you run the risk there. If you're Devin Haney and them, you run the risk of, are you sure the fighters you fought are better than the fighters that Brian Norman Jr. fought? And here's what I mean. Because we know that Brian Norman Jr. has fought bigger and stronger fighters than Devin Haney. So when you put a Jorge Linares, for instance, 4-division champion, Hall of Fame fighter, more accomplished fighter than anybody that Devin Haney has ever fought. But if you put on 8-ounce gloves, right, and you take the headgear off, and you put 35-year-old Jorge Linares that Devin Haney fought, right, and you put him in the ring with Jin Sasaki in Japan, you think Linares could stand up to Jin Sasaki? I don't, right? So when you say you fought better competition, like, I hear you. They're more accomplished, but better means they beating people that Brian Norman Jr. beat. I'll give you another example, right? You take Regis Prograis, 35 years old, Regis Prograis, and you put him in the ring with Giovanni Santillan, who's bigger and stronger than him, can punch with both hands, right? Seek and destroy pressure fighter. You put him in there with Regis. You think Regis can crack him at 147? Because the breakdown of that fight to me is Regis got a puncher's chance. If he can't hurt Giovanni Santillan, he getting outworked and out-techniqued and beat decisively, in my opinion. So when I hear the Haneys talk about the experience level of the people that they fought, I hear it. The only guy I say confidently has a chance to like beat the people that Brian Norman Jr. has beat is when you think of guys like Lomachenko and you think of guys like Ryan Garcia. And even Loma, because of his struggles with Salido, I'd wonder about him fighting a Giovanni Santillan. I'd wonder about him fighting a Jin Sasaki because they can throw caution to the wind and just be right there with Loma. And Loma's not great off the back foot, and he's very small. So those are the things where I'm like, competition? Are you sure? Number one. Number two, and most importantly, though, that shit don't matter. That's not going to matter when Devin and Brian Norman get in the ring. Because it's going to be about the talent, the skill, and it's going to be about, honestly, bro, it's going to be about Devin Haney's mind and his chin and his stomach. Meaning, do he still got the stomach for this shit? Because it looked like all that shit was gone against Jose Ramirez. It's really interesting because in this fight, Devin could lose to Brian Norman Jr. just because of skills and matchup, even if his head was on straight and he get caught with the wrong shot, fighting stupid like he did against Ryan Garcia, right? He could still lose. He could struggle with Brian Norman Jr. and get caught with something, and Brian could be better than JoJo. Devin was full speed at JoJo, full strength. JoJo still got like 3 or 4 rounds up off of him. So even at his best, there are some things that Brian Norman Jr. can do that Devin Haney's other opponents weren't able to do. But then when you add the extra layer of how does Devin look mentally, if he's not there mentally, if he's not him full self, he has no shot in this fight. None whatsoever. If his chin is broke because of what Ryan Garcia did to him, he got no shot in this fight, bro. Straight up. And I think that's the interesting thing, right? That's the thing that we have to wait and see. But I think both sides could be making some fatal errors with the way they're approaching this fight. Because as Jesse Bam Rodriguez has taught us in his run so far, as Terrence Crawford has taught us in his run against Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez, as Abdullah Mason taught us when he fought Nakathila, as David Benavidez taught us when he fought Caleb Plant. Experience is cool, but what's going to trump experience is skills, talent, strength, athleticism, heart, dog. It's a lot of things that are on the list above experience when it comes down to who can win a matchup. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment below, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hype the video if you haven't already. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.